Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we've got our girl KEFLA. KEFLA got a really strong EZA on Global back in February. I think that she is going to be quite effective here on GP as well. We are going to be able to pair, like, I think her performance, based on what a lot of people have said and kind of what I've seen and stuff like that, she's going to be very similar to Gotenks. Now, I have had Int Gotenks die a lot, but Int Gotenks, I would still argue, is a very good character. I think KEFLA will be as well. The only thing about KEFLA is she's going to need orbs to get her dodge at a lot of different points. So I question running her on super bosses. Where it's already difficult to get orbs for, because I would want to run Rose and Broly and Lemo, and I've already found it difficult to get orbs for both of them when running those two together. So I don't really like the idea of running KEFLA on there. Here's what we have in terms of 200% leaders we can run. We could definitely, throughout this world tour, try a bunch of them. I don't know about Fusion Zamasu. 21, I think, is definitely a good idea. Topo, I think, could be a very good idea. Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, I mean, they're a good character, but I'm not the biggest, like, double of them in 9th anniversary content. I mean, they're much more of, like, an offensive-driven character at this point. I'm not sure. I think we'll probably rock 21's team, because, you know, then we could still have Bulma on the team, orb changing. You know, we could have some pretty good stuff. I think we could have Mr. Boo on the team. So I think we'll probably, for this video, go with Android 21's team. Now, in terms of the build I gave her, probably shouldn't be surprised. This is kind of like the standard build I give to a lot of these characters. Now, I do need to get better, like, equips, but it's the drop rates for the equips that I specifically like, which is like these or better versions of these. It's tough, man. It's tough to get. It's tough to get. In particular, the bronze equips. Like, the 2 dodge, 1 additional is like, oh my god, like, I am salivating when I get that. Like, I'd love to give her one of those, but I only have 1 left, so I didn't want to give it, so I'll just give her the 2 dodge and bronze. But with this, I mean, we should definitely be able to help dodge. At the end of the day, KEFLA is going to be a character like Gotenks, where no matter what, they're contributing nothing unless they dodge. So I would much rather maximize her ability to dodge as best as I can. Because if she's not dodging, that means we're losing. So let's jump in. Android 21's team. I guess we could just start out jumping up against Evolution Blue Vegeta, the typical showcase stage I do. Remember, that will allow us to use KEFLA's active skill as well, so that could be good. Alright guys, so we are here in an event. Here's what I cooked up right here. Bit of a wonky team probably for KEFLA, because remember, KEFLA is a Saiyan character. I mean, even though she's not on, oh my god, the pure Saiyan category, which should just be Saiyans anyway, which should have KEFLA, Gogeta, Vegeta, and all them on it. Like, she is basically just a Saiyan, right? So, it's like her link set. We have Saiyan Warrior Race, Battlefield Diva, which is up, Fuse Fighter, Power Bestowed by God, Wars of Universe 6, Turn of Power, Fierce Battle. Like, if we just swap over and take a look at a lot of her best linking partners, I mean, of course, it's mostly going to be other Universe 6 characters. So swapping over. So here's like base KEFLA's best linking partners. Now, if you take a look at this, to be fair, KEFLA and Kale are definitely solid. And I think we could run them on this Android 21 team. Of course, I EZA'd KEFLA first. Like, well, I'll EZA them later as well. I think where KEFLA would end up being at her best, especially if we swap her over to like Super Saiyan and look at some of her linking partners, it's going to be on Fuse Fighters. Once Fused Fighters is a legitimate team, which is this one right here, I think that this is where KEFLA could kind of be at her best. But I mean, Fusion Zamasu is not, I would argue, a good leader for this team. If KEFLA is still solid, hopefully they treat the 10th anniversary the same way they treated the 8th anniversary, which is where, like, you know, during the 8th anniversary year, we had harder fights than the original Red Zone ones, but like good characters weren't just unusable in 2023, right? For up until Fusion Zamasu at the end. So like I'm hoping that this character is going to EZA, and then the Fuse Fighter team is going to be off and rolling, right? So hopefully the hope here again is that KEFLA is going to be good enough to rock once, you know, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta gets his EZA, or maybe Tanabata could be Fuse Fighters or something, right? Now KEFLA here Remember that she's one of these characters like Gotenks and Exchange Boo, where she transforms every single turn. And she is going to get quite a bit better, and then eventually she's going to be able to have the active skill in her Super Saiyan 2 form, which is going to be against Pure and Universal Survival Saga enemy. Pure Saiyan's Universal Survival Saga enemies. Alright, so KEFLA here, she's getting 1 key, 200% defense at the start of turn. She gets 200% attack, and then 100% defense on Super, 150% attack, and a high chance to dodge with 3 key spheres obtained, then a guaranteed additional Super with 6 key spheres obtained. So, the one thing that's going to be good for her on, like, a variant of this team, with this build, orbs are not going to be a problem whatsoever for us. You know, we're going to be feasting off of orbs basically the whole time. I'm probably going to try and run Bulma and KEFLA together. I guess the thing that's going to hurt this team is really, it's going to be slot 1. It's going to be iffy. Like, I'm probably just going to run KEFLA in slot 1 and hope she dodges, but, I mean, she could get smacked. I mean, her defense is going to be a lot better after she supers. So, let's see. She gets 100% defense when she gets a super, so her defense is just going to double. And then her super attack effect, she greatly stacks attack, and she gets 30% defense run turn and lowers enemy defense. Melee, huh? That's an other in Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan 2 is another. Okay, so she'll be fine against Kid Buu, because even if she starts in slot 7, she'll just auto-transform into Super Saiyan. Alright, so let's do this. Hopefully Vegeta doesn't, like, super attack right away and KEFLA doesn't dodge. That'd be iffy. That'd be a rough first start. Remember, KEFLA has huge support up right now. We have Bulma support and physical Kid Buu support. And our HP... Oh, look at our HP. 730, damn. Okay, good dodge. Yep. As long as KEFLA's doing that, yeah, and then that's going to be good damage considering she has a guaranteed additional super coming in as well. So we hit that, sure. Then here's, again, guaranteed additional super. We're stacking attack, so she'll do even more damage once we get into Super Saiyan 2. We do get the Hidden Potential System additional, but unfortunately it's a normal. Okay, all right. So there's KEFLA turn 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at what KEFLA is going to look like once we get to turn 2 here. And she is, of course, going to transform into Super Saiyan. Her stats do jump up quite a bit once we get the Super Saiyan. But, I mean, even her orbs get a little bit easier to manage, too, which is one good thing. You know, her orbs progressively become less of an issue for her. Because, you know, the main thing is to be able to hit her defensive abilities anyway. Alright, so now we get to KEFLA's second turn. And our girl's going to go ahead and transform into Super Saiyan. I'm telling y'all this, I'm very excited for when we finally get LR KEFLA. LR KEFLA is going to go so hard. We might even see her in part 2 of this celebration. She might be a same-time JP and Global release. Hard to say, the part 2 LR. I think I could easily see the part 2 LR being same-time Global and JP, considering the Trunks was put in on Global. I was about to say on Global early, but it's like, no, it's actually on Global months late. Months late. I guess we'll rock Bulma in slot 1. Sure, let's go ahead and get her these orbs. Again, between Bulma and Mr. Goat being on the team, getting orbs is just not really going to be a problem. Like, Mr. Boo, Bulma, and KEFLA are probably all going to be able to get their orbs, because Mr. Boo is double rainbow orb changing, and Bulma is orb changing. Alright, so now KEFLA's link set changes slightly. Now it's Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Fuse Fighter, Power Bestowed by God, Warriors Universe 6, Turn of Power, and Fierce Battle. So, Saiyan Warrior Race becomes Super Saiyan. And then, of course, you know, we run her on a Fuse Fighter team. You know, we could have her next to a Vegito. We get, like, Power Bestowed by God. We could have Super Saiyan, you know, Fuse Fighter. A bunch of those types of links could be activated. I mean, in terms of her links right now, this isn't the greatest. One thing, though, to keep in mind with KEFLA, I mean, she does have a lot of links that are going to give her major, like, well, extra defensive, like, buffs. So, Fuse Fighter is going to give her, you know, 2 key 5% attack and defense. Warriors of Universe 6, 2 key 6% attack and defense. Then Turn of Power, 3 key 7% attack and defense. Remember that the Universe 6 girls, Caulifla, Kale, KEFLA, are some of the biggest, like, winners of the link level update when they allowed links to go up to level 10, because all these links, Turn of Power, Warriors Universe 6, like Fuse Fighter, you know, Battlefield Diva, these all used to be just raw key links with nothing else. So they were just flooded with key links, and they weren't really getting stats the way they should have been. Alright, we're going to do a second run, you know, probably on Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team, just where we have her next to, like, a Vegito and stuff like that. We can kind of see where some of her links up, but remember, on this setup, we do have a tremendous amount of support up for her, so that could make up for some of those links as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and hit this. So KEFLA now in Super Saiyan form. Her super attack effect, she's greatly stacking attack, 30% defense, and then greatly lowers enemy defense. The lowering enemy defense could be good against Cell Max. It could be good against Supreme Battle Spectacle Trunks. It could be good against Harudegarn if we want to, run the Harudegarn stage for some reason. Now her passive, so now she's at 2 key, 250% defense, 250% attack, and 100% defense on super. She gets 150% attack and a high chance to dodge with 2 orbs, 50% defense with 4 orbs, and then a guaranteed additional super with 6 orbs, which of course, on kind of like this setup with the rainbow orbs, that's pretty easy. I think that this could work very effectively against some of the big fights. I might need to bring potentially a stronger slot 1, though. Maybe, in Fat Boo over Kid Boo or something like that. We would see. KEFLA might need to do a lot of heavy lifting if we would run something like this. Remember, we could also run the Gammas. The Gammas are just a really good character, but remember, they're not going to be, like, buffing KEFLA. I guess once we get to, like, standalone Gamma 1 at the end of it, his 2-turn defensive support would hit KEFLA, because KEFLA is a super class character. All right, so we're up to 15 million. And then, remember, she's going to do a guaranteed additional super coming in right here. Okay, right here, bam. And then, chances are good that we can get the Hidden Potential System additional as well. And every single time we do this, she is stacking attack. So her damage is going up and up and up. And we do get the triple super, so we get the Hidden Potential System additional super right here. So this is going to allow her damage to be higher, her defense is going to be higher, like, pretty good. A super attack by Vegeta would probably be death, but as long as she's dodging, that's just what we're looking for, right? We do need the girl to pretty much always be dodging. As long as she's giving us the dodges, we are going to be cooking. So that's good, perfect. All right, we'll just come back in her Super Saiyan 2 form. We're probably going to be up against Evolution Blue Vegeta by that point. We are going to be able to do her active skill against this enemy as well. All right, guys, let's move on to Super Saiyan 2 KEFLA right here. Perfect. Now she's got some real nasty shit that she's going to be capable of doing. Okay, so let's see here what we could do. I guess we'll... should we rock KEFLA in slot 1? Probably not. That's a lot, dude. Evolution Blue Vegeta. The problem here is he's going to wipe out damn near any of us if he hits us with that super. It might be best to run KEFLA. Let's just quickly go over what KEFLA does before I make the decision. So, KEFLA, her link set, does anything change? So, it's still Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Fuse Fighter, Power Bestowed by God, Wars Universe 6, Turn Power, and Fierce Battle. So, she only has one additional link, and that's from base to Super Saiyan. It's just she goes from Saiyan Warrior Race to Super Saiyan. So, she's got the same link set as when she's in Super Saiyan 1 form. So, her super attack effect, let's see. She still greatly stacks attack. She gets 30% defense, immense damage, and massively lowers defense. So that damage is still just going to be going up and up and up and up. That's pretty good. She is going to be getting 3 key, 260% defense start a turn, 260% attack, 120% defense on super. She has a high chance to dodge baseline. Then she gets 160% attack and 60% defense with 2 key spheres. Guaranteed additional super with 4 key spheres, and then she gets another additional super, and then she gets 20% chance to crit and 20% dodge with 6 key spheres obtained. So I guess one thing about her is she does only have like 20% crit right there. She does get super effective against all types from her active, but it's very specific, right? So her active skill, we could do this if there's a Pure Saiyan or Universal Survival Saga enemy. She changes physical key spheres to STR key spheres, and then she becomes super effective against all types. So it's not really the biggest deal, her active. I think we'll run Bulma in slot 1. She's not going to eat 730k from Vegeta. We're not going to take that much damage, because the team we're running, we are looking good in terms of, HP. This is a beat, because we've got, Kid Boo here, 21,000. I could take off Mr. Boo. Mr. Boo for free-to-play unit, I guess it's not the worst. But yeah, Buhan is at 25. 21 is at 19, which is actually good for a TUR. Like a Dokkan Fest TUR, She has a really good HP stat, actually. That's nice. Then KEFLA's an EZA character. Of course, she's at 19,000. And then Bulma has 28,000. Yeah, the god Bulma. All right, let's go ahead and pop KEFLA's active right here. We'll transform 21 first, actually. Let's do that.
私は大切な人たちが傷つくのを見たくない。あんたは強いけど私の方が超絶強い。今度こそあんたを超えてみせる。
Alright, so KEFLA, she is a much earlier active skill character. Well, I mean, she is over a year after it, but the voice quality there, you could hear that it's not super crazy. Like, the voice quality these days is way better, so we definitely need a new LR KEFLA with like an intro and all the good stuff and stuff like that. So remember that active, it changes physical key spheres to STR key spheres and then gives us the super effective against all types. Let's go ahead and hit this right here. Remember, we are going to have the Bulma support up and shit like that. Damn, so she's at 316 already, huh? So when she's super, she gets 120% defense on her super attack. But then she's also getting 30% defense with every super attack she does. And she gets super 4 times. So, for a dodge or die character, her defense is not the worst after she attacks. Oh, shit. Okay. I guess we should have just rocked KEFLA until one after all. God damn it, dude. We're going to need UI Bulma to come in clutch right here. Okay. Remember, build your characters correctly, kids. That's the only advice I could give. I mean, but people get so... People get so angry. Especially, I've noticed, it's a lot of, I saw there was some account that was really mad at me. I think it was an Italian player who was really mad about my dodge builds. It's like, bro, like, okay, dude, like, you know, it does work. You know, Bulma getting an additional right there does nothing. Bulma critting right there does nothing. But her dodging, we, you know, have a chance to win. All right, so there's that. Second super. We're going to have one more guaranteed after this, and then she does still have a chance to do the Hidden Potential System additional as well. So, pretty good. I mean, we're shooting out 3, maybe 4 20 million attack stats right here. I mean, I'll definitely take that in a character that's going to have at least reasonable defensive abilities. One more? It's a normal, unfortunately, but we did get the Hidden Potential System additional. So we got the Hidden Potential System additional every single... there, she actually did take a hit, but her defense is pretty good, so double digits right there. We did get the Hidden Potential System additional every single turn, huh? Looking at her in action, I mean, with those big attack stats, I do wish she was critting as well, but I mean, I have to give her full dodge. Because it's like she's literally worthless if she's not dodging. Like, unfortunately, it's just how it's literally, it is what it is. Maybe I give her dodge and crit instead of dodge and additional. Huh. I might consider that. I might. Because I have an abundance of really good, like, crit equips that I don't give. Because it's like those big 20 million attack stats, stuff like that, like, you know, it's nice. But, like, when they're critting is when that's really taking off huge chunks. Right? And, like, if I compare Gotenks to KEFLA, which I think is, like, the right comparison, they're very similar characters. Gotenks has got the built-in crit in Super Saiyan 3. Okay, are we going to finish this off? That's a lot of attacks at the end. Should we leave her in base, actually? He just scares. Vegeta scares me a little. Alright, next turn. Okay, you need to get... I probably should have made it a bigger priority to get him Rainbow Orbs, but okay, sure. We'll leave her in base, and we'll do that right there. Alright, let's see what happens. I do want to do a second run, remember? I want to go over to probably Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team. Because remember, he leads Accelerated Battle, so that means we get, like, Vegito characters and stuff like that. Just maybe play into KEFLA's Link set a little bit more. I mean, this is a little bit more of, like, a competitive Supreme Battle Spectacle team. Although Super Saiyan 3 Goku, we certainly could work. I mean, he needs a couple of Buu Saga characters on the team. Yeah, dude, Accelerated Battle is a character I wanted a leader skill, like a great leader skill character on, which Goku is. But Goku is very greedy. He wants Buu Saga allies. He needs Buu Saga allies. That's a problem. It is an issue. Perfect placement for the super attack force. Buhan could dodge this easily too. Even if he eats it though, he'll live. Definitely. Okay, he dodged it. Nice. Remember, this fight is not the toughest. One reason is that Vegeta's only 2 phases. He only has 2 health bars, so he doesn't really have that much going on. But that super attack of his, it hits, like, because of the defense, like the debuff, it's so nasty. Maybe I should have transformed her, because the friend is probably not rocking, like they're probably like full crit or something. Well, they're not critting at all, actually. Huh. All right, we'll see. Hopefully 21 comes through right here. Yep, perfect. That's why I left her in base. Yep, perfect. That's why I left her in base. Okay, that's fine. That's not that bad. Oh, baby. I mean, Bulma with her active is not going down. Oh, damn. But the thing is, Kefla probably won't be able to get her orbs afterwards. All right, well, we can't be fearful the whole time. Let's do this. This is a good turn for Kefla, man, because we're going to pop this. Bam. So now this gives her extra delicious support right there. Then that gives her more support, and she has Kid Buu. Even when we take her to a different team, I mean, I guess I could let her stack up for a long time, but this will probably be the best she's going to look in the video, provided Vegeta doesn't snipe her first. Good? Good. Nice. All right, Kefla, baby. Okay. 31. Yeah, that's pretty good, considering she could do 4. She has 4 of these that she could do. And she is super effective against all types, right, because of Bulma's active. She crit for 18 million, then there's another. I mean, yeah, it's very easy to see why Kefla is just really good, right? Like, she's really good. And she's got a defensive mechanic. I mean, she could just not dodge, and then she dies. That is true. But she at least has a mechanic to deal with big boss attacks. I like her. Yeah, she looks good. Looks good to me, for sure. All right, let's just do a second run. Again, that's more of like a run. Like when we're gonna do some of these Supreme Battle Spectacle fights, I'll probably build like a similar team to that. But let's just run like a setup where we have her just, with Saiyan characters, get some of these Saiyan links like Super Saiyan and stuff up, and kind of see like just how she looks, kind of in that environment. All right, guys, we're here for a second run going up against Immortal Broly. All right, so we have a good linking partner for Kefla, but then, like, we start to run into orb issues here. So, certainly I would hope that she would get a, like we would want her to get some character that would come out. Like, some fusion, some Saiyan, something like that. Like, a better team for her. Because, I look at, again, we could pull up the list of 200% for her again. One thing is, Topo himself does Rainbow Orb Change. So we could try that there. We could maybe run Kefla and Gotenks together. That's definitely something we can do there. But, yeah, I feel like Kefla doesn't have as good of a team as I would like. Now, the Tech Kefla character, they could EZA at any time. They would be the most recent EZA, right? Because who is the most recent EZA right now? Is it Super Vegeta still? But Kefla, the Tech Kefla, they're the character that came out after the Namek Saga Worldwide. Okay, well, we actually got our orbs right there. Oh, let's see. So Kefla on this rotation, we have Saiyan Warrior Race, Battlefield Diva, Warriors Universe 6, Turn of Power, and Fierce Battle all up. We also have LR Ultimate Gohan's intro defensive buff active. So let's go ahead and take a look here. All right, let's see what Kefla does here. We'll get a couple of rotations, with her. Remember, on its turn 6, right, that Tech Kefla can transform. And then we will have 7 like Super Saiyan 2 Kefla, the STR one plus Tech Kefla. We'll have 7 out of 7 links activated once they actually fuse. So that's gonna be pretty good. And it is a Kefla video, so we'll play the fusion animation there. Get that in the Kefla-centric video. I think that'll be good. All right, so let's see what Kefla's doing right here. 11 million. Okay, so that is actually close to what we saw her with in the first run, huh? So it's like, yeah, all that support kind of made up for all the links. I mean, of course, if she had all the support plus all the links, I mean, we do have Physical Kid Buu on this team. So we get the Hand Potential System additional. Unfortunately, it's a normal. Remember, that does hurt a little bit because every super she does greatly stacks attack, but sure. All right, we'll come back for her next rotation. Just kind of like see KEFLA slowly build up here. All right, guys, I made a silly... Oh, actually, we should probably get the animation for going Super Saiyan again, huh? Let me reset. Yeah, I accidentally killed Paragus somehow in the last run. Oops. Here, let's get her Super Saiyan transformation in. All right, here we go. So we'll go ahead and get KEFLA's Super Saiyan transformation in again. All right, let's go ahead and see what she's going to be able to get done. Remember, we're going to have a fair amount of links up next to the Tech KEFLA. Next turn, we're both going to be Super Saiyan 2 at the exact same time, which is going to be good. And remember, we're also getting the buff from Physical Kid Buu right here as well. Physical Kid Buu, I mean, he gives a little bit more support to superclass characters, yeah, but Physical Kid Buu has returned to reclaim his throne as... Oh, we're doing a showcase? Well, looks like we need Physical Kid Buu on the team. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, that boy's here. Oh, we gonna make sure that boy's gonna be here. Yeah, Physical Kid Buu. He'll be here. Yeah. Hit a potential system? No, we didn't get it. Okay. All right, we'll come back next turn. We'll get the Super Saiyan 2 STR KEFLA transformation. We'll get the Tech KEFLA transformation, and then we'll see STR KEFLA with all 7 links up. That'll be good. Alrighty, so here we can go ahead and get Super Saiyan 2 KEFLA jumping up here. Nice. Now again, we'll transform Tech KEFLA. And then we're going to be able to have all 7 links activated. After this turn, too, we're now going to have the Gamma 2 2-turn defensive support to really kind of juice KEFLA up a little bit. Let's go ahead and proc this right here. Let's get Tech KEFLA out here. Yeah, that's pretty good. We could get like another version of it, I guess, as like an intro. They could probably do what, like maybe the fighters or something. Like LR KEFLA intro, I think would go very hard. All right, so again, remember now we have 7 out of 7 activated next to Tech KEFLA. So let's see how our girl looks. We could save the active. We'll probably do this rotation. And then I think we'll come back and we'll see, like, we'll let STR KEFLA stack up a little bit. And then let's see her, 7 out of 7 links up when the next time we have Physical Kid Buu next to her. So yeah, I mean, KEFLA is definitely good. She's definitely really good. Yeah. The other thing too is, I think she's gonna be very similar to Gotenks, man. It's like, it's her and Gotenks, like I see. Like the stats and stuff. She has a higher attack stat than Gotenks. One of the reasons because she's getting so many stacks in, right? But Gotenks has got the built-in crit, I think, which is good. And Gotenks, his dodge is unconditional too. Whereas at least in order to get the 70% dodge for KEFLA, which, if we're dodge or die, I would really prefer being 70% dodge than anything else. She does need 6 orbs right there, and she's gonna need help because she's not like a rainbow orb changer to just create those orbs herself. So I would probably say, I think after using KEFLA, I do like Gotenks a little bit better than KEFLA, I think, because to me, my biggest priority with these characters is, I mean, it is just how I am. I think my biggest priority is their defensive abilities for their offensive abilities. All good characters these days can put up competitive damage. It's just standard, right? So a lot of times, I don't know, like if you have a full crit build KEFLA, she could easily be doing more damage than Gotenks, but... All right, so we could do the Gammas right here. So let's do this. So now that Gamma 2 is out... Oh, it's on, damn. Okay. Now that Gamma 2 is out right here, or excuse me, it's only Gamma 1, his defensive support will be for 2 turns. So we could see that juice up KEFLA even a little bit more. We'll come back on the Kid Buu plus KEFLA rotation. Moving forward, I mean, see here, yeah, we could always encounter a turn like this, right? Where we're not going to have a lot of orbs. This is why KEFLA is going to be a lot more effective, I think, without her links on, like, the Android 21 I mean, we could run her with Gotenks on Topo's team. We might give that a try. But, like, just running her on, like, one of these Saiyan teams right now, I'm not sure how much I'm going to like that. If the orbs run dry in a critical moment, it's going to be bad, man. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So, all right, let's come back. Let's come back.
あんたは強いけど私の方が超絶強い今度こそあんたを超えてみせる
Alright, so there is KEFLA. Again, she is capable of creating some of her own orbs, I mean, provided we are fighting a pure Saiyan enemy or Universal Survival Saga enemy. So again, remember, this is going to be 7 out of 7. We're going to have the full orbs for KEFLA. She is going to be cooking right here. This isn't going to get us to the Dokkan attack. I just don't want to hit the Dokkan attack. We can hit that. Yeah, it's fine. Alright, yeah, look at her. Wow, look at her start of turn defense. She's at damn near 600k. Now, of course, this is with all links up. This is Gamma 2 support has a huge hand in LR Gamma 1 has a huge hand in her defense being that high, right? And remember, she's going to get 120% defense when she does her super attack, and she's getting 30% defense with every super attack effect. So her defense here, it's like she's going to be, after she attacks, she'd be capable of tanking, I mean, most normals in the game, even. It's like maybe Int Kid Buu or STR Gogeta could do a little damage to her, but I mean, she's definitely looking good here. All right, we'll get this turn and then we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys think of STR KEFLA. She does seem very good to me, yeah. Yeah, around Int Gotenks. Even though Int Gotenks, we've had some failing moments with Int Gotenks, I would consider Int Gotenks very good. At the end of the day, it's like, you know, it comes down to what your RNG is going to look like. All right, yeah, she's doing a lot of damage. And remember, she does just stack. So we could just keep going and going and going and going. And she could just keep stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. But here we are, turn 10. If she gets the Hidden Potential System additional super right here, she's going to break 40 million on turn 10. Right, with the ability to do all these different super attacks. It's a normal, but still, very, very solid. I do like STR KEFLA. I think she's a really good EZA. If they're going to make, you know, content as difficult as they did with Supreme Battle Spectacle, they do need to make sure they're giving us powerful EZAs of this level, and they are doing that, so that's really good. Alright guys, so here was our girl, EZA KEFLA. She definitely did look pretty good here. Let's go ahead and take a look at KEFLA's details here. So this is Transcendent Height KEFLA. Her leader skill is Universe 6 or Rapid Growth, category key 3, and 170% to stats. Pretty terrible. Damn, that's a bad one. All right. Well, I don't know. I guess Universe 6 is probably with all the buffs. The thing is that Kale, unfortunately, cannot be a juggernaut the way she could have in 2023. The boss's damage just went up way too much. I mean, back then, in 2023, Super Saiyan 2 Kale was God. Like, you would go Super Saiyan 2 with her, and she was unbelievable. But now, it's like the bosses can tear through Kale pretty easily. Alright. Her passive skill, this feels great. She gets 1 key, 200% defense, 200% attack, and 100% defense on super. She gets 150% attack and a 50% chance to dodge with 3 key spheres. 3 key spheres is not the biggest deal ever, right? And then she gets an additional super of 6 key spheres. That's going to be quite a bit tougher without like a rainbow orb changer around. And then she transforms when conditions are met. Remember, she's like Exchange Buu or Int Gotenks. You know, one of those just transform every single turn characters. Her super attack is the Gigantic Crash, which greatly stacks attack. It gives her 30% defense for one turn, does immense damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy defense. There are, at the very least, some fights nowadays where lowering defense can have value. That's good. Her link set is Saiyan Warrior Race, Battlefield Diva, Fused Fighter, Power Bestowed by God, Warriors of Universe 6, Tournament of Power, and Fierce Battle. Judging by the characters that are good right now, her link set is not the greatest. Just because a lot of these characters, I thought LR Kale and KEFLA were shit last year, so they're even worse this year. Again, Kale, I already talked about. I think these two should be pretty effective. This KEFLA, once they get their EZA, they should be pretty good. But a lot of these characters just are not good. I mean, I guess you get down to some of these guys down here, of course, they're solid, but yeah, I mean, it's, by the way, her links, remember, there's two different things you could say. It's like, I say her link set isn't good. In terms of the buffs she's getting, it's pretty solid, because, like, you know, you're getting attack and defense, attack and defense, attack and defense right there. That's a fair amount of attack, that's a fair amount of attack, that's a fair amount of attack. Like, she's getting good stats from her links, but it's difficult for her to be able to have most of these up with a good character next to her. That's the problem. And then, of course, 12 key multiplier is 150%. Let's go ahead and take a look at KEFLA's categories. This is going to be one of the better things about KEFLA. The girl is on so many teams, which is really helpful, as, you know, we might get buffs and stuff like that. So right here, she's on the Rapid Growth team. This team is not that crazy, so any help for Rapid Growth is always really good. KEFLA is also on Universe 6. Still waiting for LR KEFLA, still waiting for LR Hit. LR Vampa and Chados. Damn, look at me. LR Champa and Vados. Still a lot of different characters like that we could be getting, you know, in terms of LRs and stuff. Then KEFLA is also on the Peppy Gals team. That, of course, is how she's on Android 21's team. Peppy Gals is pretty good, so that's not really too bad there. Then KEFLA is also on the Universal Survival Saga category team. KEFLA is also on the Patara category team. I always like to see more buffs for Patara. KEFLA is also on the Full Power category team. So she is on Broly's team. Well, I mean, yeah, she's Super Bosses as well. So she's on Broly's team. It's like, we could run... I probably should... Broly's team potentially could be decent to run her. Because, you know, we could have LR Evolution Blue Vegeta. You know, we could have stuff like that. It's just she doesn't have 200%. I mean, you don't have to run a character on a 200% leader skill for them to, you know, for it to be a good team or for them to look solid on the team or something like that. But... yeah, I guess we could. We could run her on Broly's team, because she's on both Super Bosses and Full Power for Broly's leader skill. That's the thing about Broly's leader skill, is it's probably, in terms of good characters, Broly probably has the best leader skill in the game. I mean, the other character would be AGL LR Blue Vegito, but I struggle to call them good, I'm sorry. Then there's also Transformation Boost, which KEFLA is on, which is also a Broly leader skill, actually. So she's on all of Broly's leader skills. Okay, cool. Yeah, Transformation Boost, definitely looking pretty good. Then KEFLA is also on the, this is the Super Saiyan category team. So we could run her on Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks' team, but running double Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, I'm not really too high on the concept of that. Then she's also on the Super Saiyan 2 category team, so another buff for this team. Interesting. KEFLA is also on Final Trump Card, which, you know, again, has all these, like, fusion characters and stuff like that on it. So we could run her on Dragon Fist team, then. STR Dragon Fist? Yeah, we could do that. Okay, that's another possibility. KEFLA is also on... this is Time Limit. Yeah, because there's Grandpa Gohan. This is the Time Limit category team we could run her on. She's also over here on... this is Accelerated Battle. Yep, this is the Accelerated Battle team. This is a leader skill we ran her on in this video. So there's that. This is a really good category. But again, I don't like Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku being the leader of this team, because it's like you're going to need at least 3 Buu Saga category characters, you know, in order for him to always have his passive up. Then, KEFLA's also on Fuse Fighter. This is my hope for her, is that we could get a stronger Fuse Fighter leader, or, you know, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta EZAs, and then the content has not eclipsed KEFLA's capabilities yet. This could be a good spot for her, Fuse Fighter. KEFLA is also on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So that's, you know, so she'll also be on the other 7th anniversary LR EZA character, the LR Gods. That'll be good. KEFLA is also on Tournament Participants. So we could run her on double 17 and 18. I guess that wouldn't be the worst idea ever, huh? We could do that in some of these fights. Because, I mean, that would get, you know, UI Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta, and Blue Kaioken and Evolution Blue Vegeta. So we'd have a bunch of Rainbow Orb Changers for KEFLA. But one thing I hate about 17 and 18, 17 and 18 have the same issue that LR Omega Shenron has, which is that their Rainbow Orb Changing is from their intro, which hurts that character a lot, I think. I don't know why the Orb Changing is tied to the intro. It doesn't make any sense. Then KEFLA is also on the Super Bosses category team, too. Remember, Super Bosses is... it's got good characters, but none of the characters mesh well together. So it's just kind of like a thing where every character looks worse on the Super Bosses team. It's just kind of the way it works. Every character looks worse on super bosses, unfortunately. It is what it is. So then KEFLA, she has her transformation into Super Saiyan 1 KEFLA right here. And all this is just the next attacking turn, she'll transform into KEFLA. If KEFLA starts in slot 7, she will immediately transform into Super Saiyan KEFLA. You'll start as Super Saiyan KEFLA. It doesn't really hurt her per se. I mean, you'd miss out on potentially an attack stack in base or something like that, but I mean, I don't know if I even want to say you'd miss out because she is stacking attack the whole time through. So we transform into Super Saiyan. Her super attack changes, passive changes, and then one of her links, Saiyan Warrior Race, does become Super Saiyan. So now, KEFLA's passive skill, I will crank it up. Okay, sure. She's Soldier Boy, I guess. So she gets 2 ki and 250% defense at the start of turn, 250% attack and 100% defense on super attack. She gets 150% attack and a high chance to dodge with 2 ki spheres obtained. Then she gets 50% defense with 4 ki spheres obtained. Then she gets a guaranteed additional super with 6 ki spheres obtained. And then she still has another transformation that happens on just her next turn. That's with a condition. Her super attack is the Gigantic Cannonball, which that is a very Broly, like, you know, type super attack name right there, huh? So she greatly stacks attack, gets 30% defense for one turn, does immense damage, and greatly lowers enemy defense. Again, lowering defense, it's not the best thing ever, but there are fights where it can have value now, which is different from the past. In the past, there were no fights where we'd get value from it. At least there are some now, so that's good. And then, again, her new link set is Saiyan Warrior Race becomes Super Saiyan, and then she still has Battlefield Diva, Fuse Fighter Power, so by God, Warriors Universe 6, Tournament Power, and Fierce Battle. So there's her Super Saiyan 1 form. And then, again, she'll be able to transform into Super Saiyan 2 just on her next turn. So the earliest you could get Super Saiyan 2 KEFLA out is going to be turn 5. And then once we transform into Super Saiyan 2 KEFLA, her super attack changes again, passive changes, she gains an active skill. Her links do stay the same, though. Her Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 link sets are exactly the same. So now, KEFLA's passive is I'm the strongest. She gets 3 ki and 260% defense at the start of turn. Now 260% attack and 120% defense on super attack. She gets a high chance to dodge. Then she gets 160% attack and 60% defense with 2 or more ki spheres obtained. Then she gets a guaranteed additional super attack with 4 ki spheres obtained. And then another guaranteed additional super attack, 20% chance to crit and 20% dodge with 6 or more ki spheres obtained. So pretty good. I think KEFLA is quite a good character. Her active skill lets wreck some faces. So she can only do this if there's a Pure Saiyan or Universal Survival Saga category enemy. And she could do this just, you know, again, as soon as she enters into Super Saiyan 2. And she changes physical ki spheres to STR ki spheres. And then she becomes super effective against all types. I mean, the orb changing can help her get her passives. That's fine. And then super effective against all types will allow her to do a little bit more damage. That's going to be good also. But overall, her active is not, like, the craziest at all. She probably has, of good characters in the game right now, she definitely has one of the weaker active skills, I would argue. Her super attack is the Gigantic Breaker, which greatly stacks attack, gives her 30% defense for one turn, does immense damage to the enemy, and then lowers enemy defense by 100%. Massively lowers defense. So that's pretty good right there. Again, if you're going up against one of those bosses, you could lower their defense. I mean, she's going to get a bunch of super attacks off. The enemy's defense is going to be 0 in a hurry. And then again, remember, her link set is exactly the same as Super Saiyan, her Super Saiyan form. So there we go. There is the EZA STR Super Saiyan 2 KEFLA, the transforming KEFLA. She is a fairly good character. I think she's a really good EZA. They did a good job. It was good for her to drop on Global first, because Global got to use this Wrecking Ball before even 9th anniversary content came out, so she was definitely dominating Global. So let me know what you guys think of Super Saiyan 2 KEFLA. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.